Hey guys, Marisa at kitchentablestamper.com. Today I've got this cute little sticky note cover for you. It's a fun little way to give a non-candy treat this holiday season. I am using my favorite stamp set from the holiday catalog, Sweets and Treats. And let's get started. Got a piece of cinnamon cider cardstock here. It's 3 1/4 by 7 3/8. Let's pop this little guy into our Simply Score tool, and we're gonna pop it in on the 7 3/8 inch side. And we're gonna score 3 times and then cut a little pen loop and make a really cool cover. So see, we've got a little 3 scores, little pen loop. Makes this cool cover for sticky notes. We're gonna score at 3 1/8, 3 1/2, 3 7/8. Then let's work those scores with a bone folder and make our little slits. All right, when we cut our slits, we're gonna fold on the center fold, but we wanna have this small segment, this 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 segment on the front. That's our cover. We're just gonna go about, we're almost dividing it in thirds. So we're gonna cut a slit and stop at the score line, go about 3/4 of an inch, and then cut, stop at the score line. All right, I'll have a picture of the template on the project sheet for you at kitchentablestamper.com. I'll link it below the video to the blog post where you can get a printable project sheet with measurements, supplies, picture of the tutorial, or a picture of the template, all printable. No need to scramble to write down directions or measurements. All right, to assemble our cover, we're going to add tear and tape adhesive, and we're going to add it below that slit to the bottom on the right segment of the 2 center segments. All right, so same here. I'm going to turn it upside down to get this side and tear easily. But this is your 3 1/4 square. This is your small cover. You skip this segment and put the tape on this segment. Now I'm going to expose the adhesive, and we're going to fold the cover on the last score. So this little guy is going to get folded right like that and burnished with the bone folder. Now we can pop up and pop out the little pen loop. See that? Let's add our sticky notes. These are my favorite. I buy them from Amazon again and again. They're still 100 sheet packs, unlike some of the ones you buy in stores. They hold together pretty well where they're sticky. I'm going to glue them right into the cover with a little tear and tape. Make sure that you've got the binding side up when you put it in the cover. All right, binding side is up. We're going to go all the way against the inside and against the spine, and then stick it down. You'll have an even top, right, and bottom border. And then you just burnish that in there. So cute. Let's get a little pen. All right, I pick up these little pens when they are seasonal at Walmart in their party favor section, in their seasonal party favors. You can also find them, they're more expensive at Party City if you have a Party City. And the other place that I find them is at Dollar Tree, the little pens. But usually the ones at Dollar Tree have some sort of design on them that make them specific for the season. So Halloween ones will have Halloween designs, or Christmas ones will have winter or Christmas designs. But these little plain ones, my best advice is to check that seasonal section. These were from Valentine's Day. So you can also check your Party City, but they'll be a little bit more expensive. I'm inking up my fruitcake, and I'm going to stamp 1 fruitcake, and then I'm going to ink up just the top, the holly there, and stamp the holly. Let me tuck a little paper under there to keep my Stampin' Pierce mat clean. All right, let's color that with Stampin' Blends. I've got Granny Apple Green, Real Red, Cinnamon Cider, and then for just a little dimension, a little shadow in the icing, we're going to do the icing with Soft Seafoam and Color Lifter. I'm going to start with my Granny Apple, and I'm going to do everything that needs Granny Apple. So I'm going to do the leaves, the little fruit, both hollies, all at one time, everything green. I like to color kind of in batches, and I'm going to do just a little bit of shading. I'm going to color mostly with the light and do a little shading with the dark. So for my holly leaves, full color, lay down kind of a base coat, and then I'll take the dark and just kind of make a little scoop, a little shadow at the bottom part of the leaf here. And then I'll just bring the light and the dark together. Do that for our other set of holly leaves as well. And then for the cake, I'm going to just color in some of the fruit bits. And then I'll touch the bottoms with a little bit of dark granny apple. I'll just give them a little dimension. And in such a small area, you probably don't need much blending. All right, there's all of our green. Now red. Do the berries and all the little candies. All right, that's all the red candy bits. Now let's do the cake. Cake is going to be cinnamon cider. I'm going to color in entirely with the light. All right, I've got a light base coat. Then I'll go through and just shadow a little bit with the dark on the side. And then I'll just follow where the artist has dots to show kind of a cakey texture. And I'm going to go over them with the dark cinnamon cider, which will give our cake a little dimension. So cute. Let's do a little shadow on the frosting. That shadow helps your cake to look like it has some dimension and like you didn't just forget to color it. So we're going to go down the edge here, kind of in the scallops where the frosting drips down. And then underneath that berry. And where the soft seafoam meets the white, we're just going to drag a little bit of color lifter so we soften the transition from seafoam back to white. That's it. Let's cut them out. All right, there's our little fruitcake and holly. Now let's bring our treat back in here. Let me show you the green one for our sample. I've got this peppermint and gingerbread 6x6 designer series paper. For our cover, either design, whichever one you like, choose anything. And we've got this red check. I think this looks like a kitchen towel. I'm going to go with this one today, or this old olive like icing pattern. This is 2 7/8 by 3. We're going to glue that to the front cover. Let's get some multi-purpose liquid glue and put that down. I love this project. Let's just center that, give an even border all the way around. Now our other piece of designer series paper is an iced gingerbread circle. I love it with the fruitcake on the front. And we cut that using the 2 3/8 inch circle from Layering Circles. We've also got a basic white 2 3/16, so that's second largest scallop circle. Let's get those adhered together and on the cover with some Stampin' dimensionals. I'm gonna do center and then center again, but watch the pattern of your gingerbread paper. You probably want it to run pretty level if it has a strong vertical or horizontal design. Let's put a couple of dimensionals and pop it on center, paying attention again. Keep that horizontal or vertical design. Cutie! Need some dimensionals for our cake. And it's going to go high and then centered right to left. The little holly is going to go off the top of the scallop, but not off the top of the notepad. Watch that. Oh, so cute. Let's slide it aside. We need to do our greeting. I already prepared my little greeting strip. It's soft seafoam, and I die cut a scrap of it using the little bracketed label. This is the pretty pillow box, and I love these 3 labels from this die set. I've been using them a ton. This one just seems to fit every greeting. Let's stamp our Bring on Christmas greeting with Memento and just a little bit just a tiny bit right of center so we have room for our holly and our twine. Love that sentiment. So cute. Let's glue it to the top of to the cover of our Post-it, our sticky note cover. I'm just gonna liquid glue, but don't go all the way to the ends because it's gonna go past the label that's on dimensionals there. Pop it right under your cake. Make sure it's center. Such a cutie. My twine is from that Simply Elegant trim. I'm gonna grab the silver and tie a loopy bow just a little bit bigger than you think it should be because the holly is gonna go over it. It'll look smaller with something over it. I love this tiny little bit of sparkle. Just kind of wakes everything up. I'm gonna add a drop of glue on the back of the knot. And then just drop the bow right here where we want it to land. Now for my holly, I'm gonna do a mini glue dot right on the berries because that's kind of where the knot is going to be from our twine. And then I'm gonna take little mini dimensionals. I got some that are cut in half here. I put half on each of these little leaves. That way our little holly embellishment is more likely to stay put. Even if this little notebook ends up in somebody's purse or tote bag, it gets handled. We'll go with our little embellishment right on top of the ribbon there. Okay, so here's our metallic pearls. They're silver and gold in the same pack, and we're gonna add a few to this. I'm gonna use my take your pick tool and give a little sprinkle above and below the greeting. There it is. Bring on Christmas. If you've got any questions about the project, you can email Marisa at kitchentablestamper.com. To shop Stampin' Up! 24/7, you can buzz over to marisaalvarez.stampinup.net. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.